Okay, and it's rolling. Great. Okay, sweet. So we'll do this one completely unedited. So you might have noticed that I've gone a bit quiet in the last couple of weeks. After a lot of promotion for the Ecstatic Awakening Retreat and a lot of enthusiasm and sharing in videos and stuff, I've gone pretty quiet. And that is because I have not been able to speak for like the last week without a lot of pain. So basically what happened was that I had, well, I can summarize this as a kind of, if I want to be dramatic, like a near-death experience, but it's more like an experience of, oh my god, I'm so happy that I'm still alive. So I've been sick for the last 2 weeks. I got a swollen throat the last week before I left the Netherlands. It started out just like my throat and my ears with a lot of pain. Then my ears got well, then the left side of my throat got well, then the right side started swelling more and more and more, got into my right ear again. And then I flew to Boulder. Basically, I left my apartment in Holland, I stayed with some friends. I sold everything that I own pretty much. I gave away all the money to this beautiful charity organization that I can put some links to them below if you want to support them. They cure blindness for people in the Himalayas and other places where they can't afford the surgery. And also this organization that works with women and gives them support, women who have been taken as sex slaves by ISIS and then they managed to escape. So that's kind of a side note, but I do want to mention that because I really feel very strongly in support of these organizations. But yeah, basically selling everything, giving away all the money, leaving the Netherlands, flying to Boulder, and feeling kind of like I was getting better. I was eating a lot of antiviral, anti-inflammatory foods and supplements and different herbs and stuff. I was water fasting. My body started feeling more and more healthy. Although I felt really weak and tired, like I couldn't really spend more than just 1 or 2 minutes in front of the computer before I felt completely drained. And you know, I like to create a lot and put out a lot, so I don't really mind computer work, but this was just, I was not able to. I was just like sleeping a lot, resting, unable to. At some point I couldn't even swallow, like I was just crying in pain because I couldn't speak, I couldn't swallow, I could barely swallow water. And yeah, so it got steadily worse. And then Kelly and Ryan, they were like, well, let's go into the hospital and check this out. So Friday, 2 days ago now, we went into the clinic to check it out, and the doctor thought, well, she looks healthy, she must be fine. And then he had a look inside my throat, and he said that it was the worst swollen throat that he'd seen in years, basically. And he said that the amount of swelling that was pushing into the airways, he said even though you can still breathe now, it might very well be so that you go to sleep tonight or tomorrow night and you don't wake up again, because this can really push into the airways. And also, like, the stuff that is gathered in the throat can leak down into your chest and cause all sorts of problems and stuff. So as he was saying this, I was just feeling waves of gratitude through my body for this body that is so healthy almost all the time, because I do take good care of it in general, and for the amount of pleasure and vitality that comes through so much. So when he said this, though, I felt like, okay, it's time to, you know, really take care of this, because dying in my sleep tonight is not what I'm up for. I'm not afraid of death, but I do feel like I'm here to create and to give a lot while I'm here on this planet. So we went into the emergency room and had super excellent help from the people there, like super nice nurses and doctors. Everyone was like mega cheerful. I mean, this is Boulder, people are happy in Boulder, but yeah, it was just really, really nice. And the first doctor didn't even charge me anything, because he said, you know, you might end up spending thousands of dollars at the hospital because you don't have an insurance. I haven't had health insurance for like 6 years or something, because I'm just generally healthy. And so he said, you know what, this is on me. And so we went in there, and meanwhile we were doing all the things with the doctors, and Kelly was sitting next to me getting me like this travel health insurance thing for like $12 or something. So that all worked out like swimmingly. So I'm gonna send a donation to cureblindness.org in this first doctor's name as a thank you for this. And then they basically gave me crazy painkillers that felt like really good. And then they stuck some needles in, sprayed some numbing cream into my mouth or something, and stuck some needles in, poked around a bit, and then it was like crazy painful, but I was breathing really deeply. And then they pulled out like a disgusting amount of pus from inside my throat, like a syringe like this was just filled with like, well, white, but like nastiness. And I was like, really, that was in there? That's crazy. And then they cut my throat open, like they cut a cross inside my throat and take out the rest. So my throat is healing right now. I'm on painkillers, antibiotics and steroids. But I have been water fasting, eating a lot of fruit also and juice, and I feel fantastic right now. So I'm just really, really grateful for this gift of life and being here, and that I can speak again. My voice is a bit tired still, but this morning Kelly, Ryan and I went to Movement Master, this 5 Rhythms dance workshop, and it's so wonderful to be in this body. And the reason why I flew to Boulder was to attend an event with David Deida that a lot of you might know of. I mean, he's one of my main teachers. And this was starting on Friday night, and this all happened on Friday. So we just made it like 5 minutes before the event started from the emergency room into the event. So it was like perfect timing. And then going into this weekend with David Deida, that's been really, really transformative and beautiful and eye-opening. So what I wanted to share about this as well is one thing that keeps on coming up for me is trust in life, trust in the unfolding. I noticed when I was sick, because this was like 2 weeks, and during these weeks I had planned to I have a new video training series coming out called The 9 Secrets to Amazing Sex and Unlimited Orgasmic Potential, which I'm super excited about, and it's literally almost finished. I'm also going to do a new launch of the Sensual Hygiene Academy. I have a retreat coming up together with Robert Silber from Hawaii that we're going to have on Ibiza last weekend of October. On the island of Ibiza, so that will be out very soon as well. And I'm also organizing the last retreat for my women's year training for the Samasati Women's Temple Deepening Booty Camp. And so there have been all these different things. Oh, and we're planning the next Ecstatic Awakening retreat, Guatemala retreat, a bunch of things. And I've been feeling like so fucking stuck, because I've been feeling like there's so much that I want to create and put out and give, and I've just been feeling unable to do anything. You know, just uncomfortable, couldn't sleep, pain like everywhere, and just really, really uncomfortable to be in this body, too tired to do any work, too foggy to understand questions from people. Like, I've really been feeling not myself. I mean, awareness is still there, observing this craziness happening, but just on the human level, I've not been functional, I've not been able to do stuff. And I was sharing with Ryan, like, I feel so stuck and like incapacitated, and like I want to create, but there's healing is #1 priority, and I can't push it. I know that when I'm inspired, when I'm energized, and things come so fast and things happen really effortlessly, but this has just been like I've been in the fog. I've also seen Toby and his new love. Some of you know about the whole thing around that, otherwise, you know, if this doesn't mean anything to you, then just forget about it. But those of you who know, Toby, my beloved ex-husband, I've seen him for the first time now in like almost a year, and it was super beautiful and very, very, very healing to see each other. And there is so much love between us, you know, now on the friendship level, although it's more like friendship soulmate, doesn't have a box type thing, but all is well is all I can say, and both of us are so just happy and grateful for everything that's happened and how everything has worked out, and that we're still so connected. And I can say that his new love is also a very, 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 very wonderful woman, and we really like each other, so that was beautiful. So just a small personal note there. But yeah, so this was really coming up really strongly, this feeling of being stuck. So I was sharing this with Ryan, and he was saying, well, Ronja, you know, depending on which perspective you choose on this, you're going to tap into a parallel reality, which is kind of something that I like to say as well. Like, you know, you really choose your reality on this, but sometimes we need another person to say it. So he was saying this to me, that if you hook into this feeling of that, you know, I'm behind, I'm lagging behind, life keeps on spinning without me and I'm not up to speed with it and things are going wrong, then yes, that's what life is going to reflect. But if you can just tap into this feeling of trusting that life, the bigger picture, has the bigger vision, it takes into existence, takes into account that you are needing this time of rest, and so that everything will, you know, align itself according to that in a way that you can have this resting time and still get things done. And it's not that everything is going to blow up. I mean, I know that we can often have this feeling like things are so important and I have to get this done like now, and otherwise like the universe is going to explode or something, and that's most often not the case. So just applying that to this experience, it's been a great practice in letting go, because I'm used to being able to be productive like almost all the time and creative almost all the time, and it's just not been possible in the last couple of weeks. Yeah, so I think that's mostly it, what I wanted to share, just about the journey and the kind of sort of close call. But it was weird because I was like, I feel so healthy, but this is just pushing in. I can't kind of do anything with it. But yeah, so now my throat is healing quickly. Kelly just had a look at it. She said that the swelling is going down, and I'm continuing mostly drinking water. I've been drinking a lot of just like fresh smoothies and juices. I'm almost only eating fruit, although I'm eating very little. I feel really strong. I feel really vital and really vibrant. And about the new video training series, the Sensory Yogini, and the retreat coming up, information will be out there very soon. Love you all so much. Thank you for tuning in. Bye.